Hello. Today I thought I'd explain some of the reasons for making a vlog and possibly share a short story about my previous visit to Thailand. So I figured I'd make a vlog to document my experiences on my path to full ordination as a bhikkhu and most likely for some time thereafter. And the reason for doing this is so that other people can get an impression of what the process might be like for a foreigner to ordain as a monk, and so that maybe even someone might be interested because they want to follow that path themselves. So it would be great if anyone watching this video is helps toward their goal of becoming a bhikkhu. So first I'd like to explain that my experiences aren't all-inclusive, which means I won't be able to document everything, and the things that I do document likely won't be the same for everyone who tries to take the same path. So I was in Thailand at the beginning of 2012, and I was there for maybe about 3 months or so, maybe 3.5 months. So my first impressions of Thailand weren't great. When I first landed, I decided to get a hotel in Khao San Road simply because I heard it was cheap and I was interested in trying out some of the local culture, like fried insects, which I heard were sold there. So I got to Khao San Road, didn't get any fried insects as they weren't there at the time, and found a cheap hotel. Bangkok, of course, was hot and fumy, just very polluted. There's no real trash service there, so the smell was very powerful. I only stayed in Bangkok for a couple of days, and then I set out on a bus to Kanchanaburi province. So on the bus ride, I was just feeling miserable. I was still jet lagged and still suffering from the Bangkok fumes. It was very hot out, and I hadn't got much sleep. So I finally got to a town called Tongpapu in Kanchanaburi. I stayed in a hotel for a night, and then I went to a temple called Wat Takanun, which was one of the local temples there. On my bus ride to Kanchanaburi, I actually had a bout of diarrhea as well, of course. So during my time at Wat Takanun, I probably slept more than I should have. So, but I stayed in Wat Takanun for 2 weeks, and I decided not to ordain there because of some of the things I observed there. I just kind of didn't agree with. So I kept looking for temples. I went to this other place, I can't remember where it was, and on the way I had to, I got a bus there, and the bus dropped me off at the end of the long road. So it was a forest monastery. So on my walk down that road, I had to jump into the woods for an emergency, but luckily there was some moldy rag nearby to use afterwards. Maybe that's too much information, but you get the idea. So my first impressions of Thailand weren't that great. I stayed in that temple for one night because, again, I had just differences, and returned to Bangkok. Went to Wat Mahatat, Section 5, where a lot of foreigners go to learn meditation, as they have English-speaking monks there and teachers. and the head of Wat Mahatat Section 5 told me that it wasn't very likely I could ordain there, but a teacher was visiting named Achan Tong, and so he went to Achan Tong and told him about me. Achan Tong invited me over to the office he was staying in, and met him, explained what I wanted to do, explained I wanted to ordain as a monk, and he invited me to Wat Chom Tong in Chiang Mai province. So there was another monk at the reception desk and a Thai lady, and they were talking about me, and the Thai woman decided to pay for my ticket to Chiang Mai, which is very kind. So I traveled with that other monk that was at the reception desk, got to Wat Chom Tong, and I discovered that they wanted to enroll me in a meditation course, which was fine as long as it was along my path to becoming a monk. So I stayed for just a couple of weeks, and then I had to do a visa run to Laos to extend my visa. So I did that, came back, and I was staying at Wat Chom Tong for about 2 months. Yeah, the meditation course is only 1 month, but I just kept staying on, and without any news of whether or not I'd be ordained. So eventually, sorry, excuse any noise you might hear. There's someone downstairs. Eventually, I got a little frustrated without hearing any news of whether or not I'd be ordained. No one would tell me anything, and so I finally decided to leave. I had very little options left since my visa was running out, so I had to go to the U.S. consulate to take out a debt in order for them to buy a ticket for me to return back to the U.S. So I finally got back to the U.S., and ever since then I was working off that debt, and after that was finished I immediately looked into ordination again, as I've never stopped. I've never decided that I wanted to do something else. This is what I've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. So I finally met Venerable Yuttadhammo via his online videos, and came up to Canada to ordain under him and learn meditation from him. And he eventually ordained me as a novice monk, which I am now, here in Winnipeg, Canada. So tomorrow I'm heading off to Thailand, and I'm a bit more prepared this time, both mentally and logistically. I have a temple to go to, and as long as they don't keep me there and then decide not to ordain me at the end, I'll be alright. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And when enough questions are asked, I'll make a video with a little Q&A. So, until next time.